this is the eve of the California recall election. Here's a live look at a ballot drop-off in Campbell, where voters have been getting their ballots in today, and the recall also bringing President Biden to California. Our Ken Bassita kicks off our coverage. Ken?
Yeah, Alan, Liz, the president in California this evening for politics, of course, but also some official business. Top of the agenda is California's wildfires. The president went directly to the governor's office of emergency services to get an update on the Caldor fire, and then the president got a first-hand look at the devastation from the fire. He took an aerial tour some of the hardest hit communities in El Dorado County, and minutes ago he spoke about the ongoing threat of these wildfires.
We know that decades of forest management decisions have created hazardous conditions across the western forest. But we can't ignore the reality that these wildfires are being supercharged by climate change. It isn't about red or blue states, it's about fires, just fires.
And the president will finish his trip to California with a campaign event for Governor Newsom. The two will be urging Californians to vote no on tomorrow's recall ballot. And the two are traveling to Southern California. They are expected to arrive in Long Beach in just about an hour to hold a big rally. Elizabeth?
Ken, thank you. Now, one of Governor Newsom's top Republican challengers made a final push in the Bay Area today. John Cox spoke outside the French Laundry restaurant in Yountville. That's where Governor Newsom was spotted dining during COVID restrictions. Cox said that helped spark the recall. He is urging voters to focus on how to fix California.
Well, I'm here to offer myself to the people of this state as a businessman who's actually going to fix the problems that beset this state. We've tried career politicians, we've tried media personalities. They have failed miserably at delivering a better quality of life for the people of this state.
Other Republican candidates are in Southern California today as they try to get voters to support the recall. CBS reporter Chris Holstrom with their closing messages.
Leading the Republicans is Larry Elder. The conservative talk show host spent the day campaigning through the Southland. He spoke on a variety of issues, from the homeless crisis to COVID-19. He blames Governor Gavin Newsom for going too far with the pandemic lockdown orders.
Now, you know what you call a business owner who works 9 to 5? Bankrupt. And men and women who did just that lost their businesses because of the way Gavin Newsom shut down the state, while, by the way, leaving his own winery open.
He also attacked Newsom on the homeless crisis.
My opponent, Gavin Newsom, when he ran for mayor in 2004, a mayor of San Francisco, said he was going to end the homeless problem in that city in 10 years. That would have been 2014. Have you been to San Francisco lately?
Republican rival Kevin Faulconer is also running to be governor. The two-term mayor of San Diego says, just look at his resume.
Take the tough stands like I did as mayor of San Diego, where we reduced homelessness. We stood up for safe neighborhoods. And I understand that if we don't make California more affordable, people are going to continue to vote with their feet. They're leaving our great state because it's too expensive.
Republicans also blame Newsom for mask and vaccine mandates. While Faulconer is vaccinated, he says it should be a personal choice.
But you can't mandate your way out of COVID-19. That's why I'm such a strong advocate for education, education, education. That's what we're going to do to get the vast majority of people to continue to get vaccinated.
Both Faulconer and self-funded businessman John Cox lost to Newsom in 2018. They also accuse Elder of scaring off voters with baseless claims of voter fraud.
A dead end, because if you tell people their vote isn't going to be counted correctly, they're not going to vote.
Olympian turned reality star turned politician Caitlyn Jenner also in the running. She says her political views differ from Elder, who she calls a far-right Republican.
But being a moderate, I'm inclusive to all people when it comes to social issues. And I think that's really important. That's the way most Californians are. They're not just hard right.
Jenner goes on to say it's California's overbearing government that is killing the state.
Overtaxed, overregulated. Businesses can't do business here any longer. It's a shame. This is the Golden State.
And Chris Holstrom reporting. Now, cars lined up near the Civic Center in San Francisco for early voting today. And drivers pulled up curbside to drop off the ballots. Workers were busy all morning collecting those early ballots before tomorrow's election deadline. And Contra Costa County opened its polling booths today for early voting. Residents able to submit their ballots, and workers at the registrar's office also prepared ballots for tomorrow. About 45% of those ballots have already been submitted in the county.
I believe Contra Costa will be higher than the estimate I've heard of 60%, because we already have 45% of the ballots in. And election day, we do expect quite a few voters to go to the polls on election day.
But there are some voters who are waiting until Election Day tomorrow to make their voices heard. KPIX 5's Juliet Goodrich in Livermore with their story. Juliet?
Alan, yes, we wanted to get a read on who has voted and who hasn't voted. And what we discovered is those who want the governor out are holding out to vote until tomorrow. There are those who make it very clear they want Governor Newsom out of office. Ron drives around with "Recall Newsom" signs in his truck.
Well, I put it in my yard.
While many voters have opted to use mail-in ballots, others like Ron say they don't trust the system.
I always vote on election day. I don't believe in the mail-in early voting. You know, there was fraud last year with the presidential elections.
It's the last-minute push to grab votes for or against the recall. Today, the yes to recall Newsom camp was full speed ahead.
Oh, we go door to door every day, and you got to turn out those last-minute voters. We saw over the last election cycle that our voters are turning out closer to Election Day. It's kind of turned everything on its head, where our voters used to vote a little bit earlier. So we just got to, move with the times, be agile, and get our people to the polls.
I haven't voted, but I will.
Sean Miller is from San Diego and says he will be voting on Election Day when he returns back to Southern California. He wants the governor to stay in office. But others have a laundry list of reasons why they want Newsom recalled.
Mismanaged the state. I mean, there's a list. I wish I had it with me. There's 100 things on a list that we need him out.
So, Juliet, for those who said they want the governor recalled, did they indicate to you which person they're going for?
Yes, that's very interesting, because when I asked them that question, they were very specific. They wanted the governor out, but they weren't specific as to who they want in. And keep in mind, this is an area that has a large contingent of Trump supporters. They want California unmasked. They want the governor out, but they really weren't quick to say who they want in.
All right, Julia Goodrich in Livermore, thanks. We will have more on that last-minute push and what to expect with the election coming up at 6. And KPIX 5 will have special coverage of the recall election beginning tomorrow night at 7. Updates on the returns continuing throughout the evening on CBSN Bay Area. We'll also be bringing you live and streaming updates the following morning.